Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Okay guys, I'm back on the test server. They have given us the doggo a couple of days early to test him out. So we're going to be taking a look at the new fusion alongside the Packmaster. This is interesting, okay? So they've said in the recent Raid Digest, there will be a way to get the Packmaster again. And they've not told us how. They've told us it definitely won't be a fusion, which probably means it's either going to be a shard event, or there might be like a guaranteed shard event, or a, you know, one of these like Deck of Fates or something like that where you have a chance to get the Packmaster. So the reason why I called it out specifically in this video is Crowhad Throat Ripper is specifically better if you've got the Packmaster. Okay, like by a long way. Packmaster was a previous fusion. This is going to be a fusion that starts on Monday. But yeah, let's just go through the kit quick. So AoE attacks all enemies here. The attack deals single target damage to each enemy individually. This is particularly good for Hydra because on Hydra there's reduced damage for AoE hits. So the fact that, you know, in terms of the code, single target damage here is good. We'll also ignore all reflect damage, good for Hydra as well, so you don't kill yourself. Ally Protect and Pain Link. I mean, it's, everything about his kit, by the way, just screams, I'm purely a Hydra champion, okay? I'm just calling it out. Can you use this in other stuff? If this hits hard, sure, you can use it in any content. You're hitting all enemies. It's kind of nice. But all of the ignoring stuff is kind of set up to say, I'm trying to help you with Hydra. When the Packmaster is on the same team, deals double damage. We've then got the A2. Attacks all enemies, places an extra hit on enemies under 2 or more debuffs. Has a 75 but books to 100% chance of placing Leech and Weaken. Cannot be resisted if the Packmaster's around. So you still get your Leech and your Weaken if he's not. But if he's on the same team, you don't need any accuracy to land it, which means that you can build him full damage. And then we've got the A3 here's single target hitter. Will ignore 50% of the target's defense, as well as life barrier and poison cloud. So ignoring poison cloud is massive if you're trying to like free someone from Hydra heads and they've got a poison cloud on them. Generally, that's when a run might start to fail. Any effects that would redirect attacks, he's ignoring as well. So should be able to hit the head of Mischief, whether it's got Hex on it or not. That's the way I read that. And then we'll repeat the attack if the Packmaster's on the same team. So if you go with things like Savage Gear, you know, and you've got more ignore defense stuff going on, you could pretty much get this to be a 100% ignore defense, which means this should hit like an absolute cannon, and it should free people from being eaten like really fast. We then got the passive here, increases the champion's attack by 5% when killing an enemy or decapitating a Hydra head, up to 25%. So normal waves, you could get up to 25% more damage. I would assume this carries over round to round. Increases his attack by 10% per kill or per decapitated head if the Packmaster is around, up to 50% more attack. So you're just gaining more damage again with the Packmaster. Instantly activates Dominant Predator against a Hydra head when an ally is devoured by that head. That's probably the best part of his kit, by the way. But again, you need the Packmaster around. This is kind of nuts to just get your person free straight away before a number of other abilities start to creep in and you're in trouble. So this is actually kind of crazy. The problem though, and this is what we need to call out, the problem is that all of this good stuff is relying on this fella. And I think this fella is kind of weak. So he's got shields, he's got a taunt. Taunt's kind of useless nowadays. He's got reflect damage, which is pretty useless unless you're in PvP. He's got block buffs, which is obviously good, and a turn me to feel, which is good. This debuff cannot be resisted if you've got the Hound on, so this Hound does work. But yeah, the rest of the Hounds are pretty bad. Fellhound's okay, does a lot of damage, but doesn't really do anything else. The rest of the Hounds are bad. So he kind of still needs another Hound to really make it feel worth to bring this guy. But an irresistible block buffs, some turn me to filling going on, and some shieldage is what you're getting with this guy. Drop defense on his A1 as well. What's good about this guy is when he attacks with his A1, the other Hounds use their A1s as well. So, you know, there's an element to say, get this guy cranking A1s as often as possible and just get your Hounds smacking it up. You know, imagine if you had a couple of these guys and they've got strong A1s. Suddenly, we've got something going on. His passive here, when attacked, places Hex on the attacker for a turn. Allies attack on enemies under Hex will do 20% more damage. And you'll get a counter attack here through the Crowhad counter attack mechanic, which is his A1 where he gets double damage. So good synergies, all that type of stuff. We're going to build them both out. Obviously, we're going to go for a Hydra run. But before we do Hydra, we're just going to test him as if he was the only champion that we're using without the Packmaster and see what it looks like.
Get ready for raid. Maximum damage.
Okay, you guys know what time it is. We have got Crowhad built with crit cap, free 50% crit damage, and actually nearly 10k attack. Flipping heck, it's actually a bonkers build. Because he's got I didn't even see this. He's got 1700 base attack. I was like, how the hell have I got nearly 10k attack? His base is so freaking high. It's insane. So what's going on with the build? We've got 6-piece Merciless, which is giving us the ignore defense. Also giving us a chance to cool down abilities. I've gone for Helm Smasher. So I think I'm going to be close to just pure ignoring all of the enemy's defense if I get a Helm Smasher proc. And obviously we've got Crushing Rend. I could turn him into 6-star. They've given me a 6-star blessing. But I figure it's more realistic that people might actually get 5-star. So let's jump into our normal testing arena to start with. We always start by testing on 20. Have done forever. And we bring in the test squad. So he's an attack-based dude, which means we need our increased attack. We need our Lydia for our drop defense and weaken. We need Bad Elf for our damage boost. We need... What's his name? What's his name? Oh, my brain's run out of space for champion names at this point. What's his name? I'm gonna have to eyeball it because I can't remember what his name is. Gotcha. Gurptuck. Needed to see him to remember his name. Right, okay. And then and then obviously we need a new fella, Crowhad. Okay, so this is the squad. I do get an attack in all battles aura. Maybe we'll use that instead actually. And he's neutral affinity here for stage 20. Stage 20 obviously is old hat nowadays, but it's what I've always tested on. So you gotta have some sort of consistency to make sure that we're testing like for like. So we can go enemies poisoned, us poisoned, 20% extra damage for that, 20% extra damage for this, and then let's see what we got going on. So A1 ability, which would do double damage with the Packmaster. Oh, I like the ability. Look, 300k, which would be a 600k smack. Obviously, I can't do that with the squad because I need another space, but it's kind of mental, actually. It's kind of high damage, or very high damage. He's in very good gear. So let's take a look at the A2. Another AoE, which can place debuffs as well. So because I've got 2 or more debuffs out there already, we're doing an extra hit. And I wouldn't need accuracy if the Packmaster was around. See what this one looks like. Woo! 500k. That's one hit. There would have been another hit. There would have been another hit. He's currently in my Trunder gear, by the way. Wow. That's actually insanely high damage. That's really, really high damage. Okay, last one then. The A3, which basically should be a full ignore defense smack. Repeats the attack if we had the Packmaster. 875. All of its damage is really, really high. If we flip to hard stage 10, I don't know if we're going to stay alive with this team. Let's take him out and let's put the Packmaster in. Packmaster is speed in all battles as well. Damn, got a choice here. Let's go like this. Just see what we're looking like against high level enemies. With the Packmaster in the squad as well. Default doing the A2 clears the wave. You don't know how unusual it is to clear the wave with a champ. Even with my good gear on and stuff, that's pretty mad. Then the A1 from the Packmaster's causing us to do our A1 there. Here we go again. So we're getting like 100k with no drop defense and stuff. Nukes the wave without decreased defense on. Wow. That's kind of mental, honestly. Dragon 10 hard. Absolutely clearing the wave without drop defense on with that A2. This is his problem. He's going to be a bit squishy. I want to see what his A3 does here. Are we going to get one? Let's just slow it down. Let's just let me take control a second on his turn. Just curious. Get the ally attack in here. 500k. I've got him a bit too slow right now. Let's have a look. A3. So we're going to get a double hit, basically ignoring all of the enemy's defense. 2 mil, near enough 2 mil, 1.7 mil. Damn, this guy does damage. Okay, that was one of the things we said, like, his kit without the Packmaster is kind of weak. He's about to go down here, I think. But he does do a lot of damage. Like, colossal amount of damage, honestly. That's like 3 million damage on that hit. 3 mil. Wow. Okay, we've answered the question. Can he hit? It's a yes. So this is my best Hydra team right now. I'm just wondering who can switch out. If I switched out, let's just do it in here. So I'm on the test server. So I'm going to do Packmaster as the lead with this fella, with him for more A1s, with Senna for more turns. I'm going like high level here, by the way. I just want to, just curious to see how strong this can get. I think with, do I want Venus or do I want Lydia? I think maybe I want Lydia. And then Mr. Invincible. I'm sure some people would do like a full hound test, which would be cool as well, by the way. But I don't know. I'm just feeling like the rest of the hounds are just bad. I just feel like the rest of the hounds are bad. So I guess we're going to do it like this, like this. Teox can do whatever he wants on auto. So can Senna, so can Lydia. Galathir, don't want him to change form. Okay, let's get this rolling, see what this can do. But yeah, I mean, it feels like this should be a pretty damn high damage squad. We get a drop defense and weaken out. Might take a little while to get the damage going. That's the only thing. But saying that, maybe not really. We're going to get loads of turns because Senna is just like a turn booster crazy champ. We're going to get the extra A1s away because of Teox. And the hound just goes in there. Interesting. I don't know if that's a bug. Hit the head dead and then hit the head again straight away with the second part. Not sure if that's a bug. But look, we're getting a lot of A1s away here. So A1s because the Packmaster A1'd, A1s because Teox A1'd, and the A1s are doing a good amount of damage. So the question has always been in my head, is this guy worth it to have him plus the Packmaster in? Is the Packmaster good enough, you know? And it feels like maybe they are. I'll have to do a test to see like what it looks like compared to another high damage dealer, you know, taking this spot, because you have to bring 2 champions in to get this sort of effect. But it's interesting, actually. He's definitely doing a ton of work. Like, this is a high damage team. And it's going to ramp up over time as he kills heads because of the passive as well. So, bam. A1 goes in again. There's that A3. 1.1 mil hits. Got his passive scaling because of the kill. So, yeah, very high damage. Okay, so let's see what it looks like on a quick battle for this team. Yeah, let's try this team first. I don't have that many quick battles. This should go to 1,000, I think, on hard. Deliberately done on hard, so we're not like... So I can test this to 1,000. So, yeah, easy to 1,000. 505 mil. 505, bringing them both in. So if we didn't have the Packmaster in, discard result. If we didn't have the Packmaster in, but we bought another high-powered champ. So I think we need the Packmaster for this to be a really effective squad because of the extra damage that we get done. But yeah, I feel like it just has to be, right? I feel like it kind of just has to be in for it to even be worthwhile. Bringing us a bunch of shielding, bringing us that block buffs. Okay, I'm just going to try and throw in Lamassu here instead. So I've still got my block buffs. Get a bunch of other, obviously, boosting stats. Just think about it. I don't even have increased attack in this team, do I? Was that without increased attack? I'm trying to remember if Galathir does that. No, Senna I don't think does any buffs for attack. So That's without increased attack as well. Pretty bonkers, actually. Well, let's just do a like for like first. So I only get so many quick battles. Let's try this one first. Like for like, again, no increased attack. So if we didn't have the Packmaster and we're just kind of like working out, does he fit into high level teams? We lose a lot. We lose a lot of damage of it. And it's obvious, like there's so much more going on with the Packmaster, but still high. Still high. If I discard that and just drop him for a second and throw in another high damage dealer, I was just checking he is still built. So yeah, built, and he's built well. Okay, so he's definitely been part of my teams for Hydra in the past. Built well. So 337 mil was the last one with the Doggo, with this exact same team. And obviously 505 was the one. So actually, damn. That's pretty mad. The Doggo outperforms Ieyasu in this particular team. That's kind of mental, actually. So even without the Packmaster, the Doggo's done work. With the Packmaster, this team's kind of off the charts. What have we got? 2 quick battles left. Let's get the Packmaster and the dog back in. Can I find a way to get increased attack in this team as well? Is the next challenge. Who can I sub out then? It's got to be maybe him, but do we even stay alive? I think I'm going to try Mikage in here, which will give us another chance to do an A1 attack. She's built actually pretty damn well. We're not going to morph. But I've lost a decent amount of my protection. So we might not last 1,000 turns. Let's see. We're on hard, so hopefully we still will. But yeah, now we've got our increased attack going. And another ally attack. And a whole bunch more. Like this might be best yet. 715. 715. And Crowhad doing considerably more damage than Teox. Like a lot. A lot of damage. Wow. Okay, I mean, this guy is a big hitter. Definitely worth thinking about if you're looking for another damage dealer for Hydra. You know, for like at least second or third team. Feels like he can come in and do a job. And especially if you've got Shayak. We hope they bring out another like support-based Doggo as well. But I mean, even this duo looks like it is worth 2 of your spots to get this happening, because it's really doing a ton of work. And obviously Shayak is helping us stay alive and all that type of stuff as well. So he's doing the support job that he's meant to be doing. But damn, I'm actually pretty shocked. I'm pretty shocked by the level of damage output of this dog. That's with a 5-star. I tell you what, just for funsies, hopefully I didn't just accept that. Let's just awaken him to 6. Hoping I didn't just use a key there, did I? No. Okay. Let's awaken him to 6. I've only got 1 quick battle left. Raid, give me more quick battles. I'm on a test server. Yeah, man. Are these builds good enough for Nightmare? I don't think they are in terms of like survivability, but we're going to try it. Maybe they are. We're trying. We're trying hard. Go on, all the way. So on Nightmare, we've got to 1,000. We've done 1 billion damage. On Nightmare, holy! The 6-star soul pushes his damage up to 700 mil against Nightmare on full auto. That is absolutely insane. Teox, known for being a crazy damage dealer, 242 mil. I am absolutely shocked. Obviously, we don't get easily a 6-star soul. And he's in great gear for me. For my level, great gear. But, wow. I am absolutely shocked. There you go, guys. Crowhad is... I mean, he's not a goat, but he might end up being the goat. Anyway, there you go. I've been Hell Hades. Fusion starts Monday. I'll see you soon.